Good morning, everybody. Very excited about today. Oh, better save that one for later. We'll be getting rid of Gary once Trump gets elected here. I hope you're all having a great day today. Let me adjust a few things here. Let me just, maybe a little bit further. Maybe a little bit further. Ah, there we go. I'm digging that. Maybe just a hair. All right. Oh, too much. Too much. That's what happens when your main source of video is a laptop. Anyway, wow. Today is going to be an amazing day today. We've got Bitcoin doing exactly what I said it was going to do. So we've got a breakout that is imminent. We've got Trump's Madison Square Garden event that was epic with 20,000, I think, that could be seated inside of it and 70,000 still outside just watching it. If you guys haven't seen that, you've got to see it. There were so many good speeches during that. So many good ones. Then we've got Robinhood now allowing U.S. citizens to bet on the election. That's exciting. I did a post recently here that said, is going long Kamala the best hedge against election uncertainty? The odds are 2-1 right now. It could be 3-1 here soon. So that might be your best hedge if you're looking to hedge. Personally, I'm not even going to bother. I think it's over. And I don't say that lightly. Oil is plummeting today, down 6%. I believe a lot of that, we talked about how it was going to break down. We'll just look at it, glance by it real quick here. It did break out of its, again, broadening, rising wedge. And so the measured move can easily send us down into the 50s. For the price of oil. You know Trump winning the election will make that happen too. You know it. You know it, you know it. Let me see here. I got to reopen my stream because I don't have my comments in here. Let me just fix this real quick because we're going to need to look at comments. We've got the biggest earnings week this week. So if we just jump down. Oh, and also, again, I've said this a bunch of times. I'm going to do the I told you so. I've got a feeling a lot in the next year here. But we've got the energy sector getting utterly crushed today. You're going to see more of that. Everybody, all the commodity guys and the doomers have been betting on energy. Going to get smacked. CleanSpark had the approval of the 600 million share dilution. So doubling the cap. That's amazing. Again, there's so much good stuff to go over, guys. I don't even know where this chart is I'm looking for with CleanSpark. Whatever. CleanSpark's up like 4% now. I don't even know. But yeah, the earnings. That's what I was going to pull up. Let me see. Right here. Okay. So today, I should say this, starting tomorrow, we'll have pre-market, we'll have PayPal earnings. SoFi's also happening at the same time, but we're going to focus on PayPal. Wednesday, after hours, we have Robinhood. A lot going on that day, too. Thursday after hours, we're doing Amazon because we want a good indicator of what's happening going into the retail season here. So we got the buyback blackout window that started to open up for some companies last week. We've got seasonality behind us. We've got a lot to talk about. We are getting ready to launch in the most epic of ways. I don't think people are understanding just how big this is going to be heading into the end of the year. I also want to show you real quickly here. We're going to jump into a video. We got some economic data. Not really today. We got some Hong Kong stuff. 3:30 in the morning that was coming out. We got balance of trade with Mexico, wholesales for Canada, and then Dallas Fed manufacturing at 9:30. That's really the big thing today. We do have the Treasury refunding financing estimates at 2 p.m., so we'll cover some of that in the market recap. Not really a big day-to-day for data. Tomorrow will be bigger, though. Again, we've got a lot going on tomorrow. We got JOLTS, we got housing, we got the Case Schiller housing stuff. We got Red Book for retail sales. We got inventories. We got a decent amount going on tomorrow. A good trade balance. There's a lot. Dallas Fed. So tomorrow's going to be a heavy day. Germany comes out with a ton of stuff on Wednesday. We're going to have an exciting week, guys. I'm incredibly, and I do not say this lightly, incredibly bullish about markets right now. Incredibly bullish. Incredibly. Have I said that enough times? Incredibly. There we go. Just one more. Just one more time. All right, I got chat up here. Let's look at chat. We will look at chat for a second, then we're going to jump into a video I want to play. So much going on right now. Let's look here. Mike says, good morning. Dennis Newber says Tucker was good. Tucker Carlson crushed it last night. So many of them. There were so many good ones. Albert, SoFi sentiment has changed dramatically and people are FOMOing in. I agree. Even retail that was selling out earlier, I think is going to start jumping back in. All it took was a drum roll, price increase, retail be retail. And that's all it ever takes. You want to get retail into something, guys? You know, all you ever have to do is just have the price go up. Does that make any sense? No. Seth Rethrow, Mondal, I'm 19 and I'm so optimistic for our future with Trump coming back. Dude, so am I. But I swear if Kamala somehow wins, we're not going to let her. We're not going to let her win. We're not letting this election being stolen. It's not going to happen. I won't stand for it. And there's a million more people just like me. Maybe 100 million. I don't know. Maybe more. All right, Rob Group, your mic seems to be randomly muting. Does it? Is anybody seeing that? Ben Guy, good morning. Mike Lauk, must be your system. Rob Group, I'm good here. I'm going to say it's you. Cool, I'll refresh. Daniel Dibb, morning. Chicken Bro, I think this might be the first election where celebrities have clearly zero influence on people's choice. Very true. Alan, good morning. Robert, hey, Jesse, can you go today over the miners since Bitcoin will be ripping? Sure. Mara got, for example, slashed on Friday. Short squeeze incoming, short ratio 2x percentage. We're going to see a lot of short covering on miners. The final countdown. Good morning, Jesse. Nice to see you back healthy. Yes, I am very healthy, and I'm ready to rock, brother. Kyle Wright, rocket ships. Daniel Dibb, pretty sure Bitcoin is going to break all-time high this week with elections next Tuesday. You know it. Dylan, BTC chart looks beautiful. All of the charts look beautiful, unless you're long energy. I even think that the bond market is finding a bottom. I've got theories on that. We'll talk about it. I watched a really great video from a YouTube show called Future Guidance. You can find him on X too. Just really great stuff. Elon's battle cry was epic, says Ryan R. Yes, it was, brother. Joseph Mock, morning, nice arms. Oh yeah, I'm working on the guns. I've gotta build them up. I'm an old man, but we're working on it. Rob Group, amazing all-star cast of speakers. Dude, it was epic last night. It was epic. It was a seal in the deal, man. It's over. The election is over. Just get people to go out and vote. Represent. That's all you got to do, guys. The deal is sealed. JD, Jesse, I got Tesla $300 January 2025 calls, and I'm up a lot. What profit-taking zones? So if you're 2025, that's coming up real soon, brother. Are you going to be ready to exercise those? Are you going to be ready to buy 100 shares for every contract? If not, you might want to start taking some profits, maybe roll that shit out into June of 2026. That's just a thought. All right, Les says my mic is good. I'm glad to hear it. Kyle Wright, what do you think the chances of Trump takes New York after yesterday? I don't think they're good, but it doesn't matter. He's going to win like every swing state. Even if they're cheating, they might take one or two, but it doesn't matter. It's over. It's over. An election night, you need to watch it here. We're gonna be in it, fam. We're gonna be hanging out together, rooting for Trump and watching him win the presidency of the United States of America. Young Jay, I bet sports and I checked the presidential odds and they got Trump at negative 190 from negative 110 last month. Arez, good morning. How many millions saw Trump on Rogan? It was so good, Arez. It was so good. Heinz, today is literally the best day of the year in the stock market. Yeah, literally. And we've got seasonality behind us. We've got the unlock for buybacks happening right now. We've got epic earnings in front of us that are going to be incredibly positive, and we've got Trump winning the presidency of the United States of America. It is over. It is over. If you saw Kamala's last town hall and then you look at what happened last night, you know it's over. Paul, CNN, Jake Tappan versus J.D. Vance. Oh, my God. That was great, too. He destroyed him, Paul. Very true. Albert, if Kamala somehow wins, it's not going to happen. And we're not going to let it. We will fight. We will fight, fight, fight. We're not letting it happen. There is no stealing. This is too big to rig. Seymour Sats, how much of the American public outside of X and social media believe the mainstream media? Not a lot. You can see, I post stuff like this all the time. Mainstream media has been falling and falling and falling for decades. It's only accelerating now. Only accelerating. Albert says, nice gains, bro. Thank you, man. Daniel Dibb, really hope Trump fixes the voting system before the next election. I mean, Vivek talked about that last night in one of the most inspirational speeches I've ever heard. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Christopher Brown, I have a ton of liberal friends that are beginning to concede that Kamala is losing next week. Energy around that party feels a lot like it did right before Biden dropped out. I agree. Chicken bro, New York is now a swing state. Dude, would that be insane if it was? Nerd Chat, can things really be this good? Because we be sitting pretty. Hey, man, you know what? I've said this for a while, but, Tesla's been down for almost 3 years. Bitcoin has periods of years where it's down. 2.5 years for 1.5 up, right? You suffer through the pain for years when you do this stuff. When you're right, you're buying in for years. You're buying into the things, and then when they take off, you could just sit back and enjoy the ride. Some people have PTSD though. You need to realize that just because things were bad doesn't mean that you need to take gains right away. Okay, don't let psychology be the master of you. All right, real quickly, we're going to hop out here, guys. Byron Donalds just obliterated Andrew Sorkin. Oh, yeah, we're going to watch that, too. That's actually what we're jumping into next, guys. We're going to jump over here. We're going to listen to a few different people comment about what's happening in the election. Byron is one of those. Byron had an epic showing last night, too. He's just a badass. He's such a cool dude. But let's watch here. We got good stuff ahead today, guys. It's going to be a good day.
Biggest research partners at Baird Company. We are now a week out, a little more than a week out. What are you doing ahead of this election?
Well, not doing much.
Oh, be right back.
I think a lot of companies aren't doing very much either, because obviously I think the range of outcomes on the two candidates is, in my opinion, is quite wide. But I do think at the margin, we're telling people to be bullish until the bill comes due, which means that until you have a big, until you get interest rates closer to 5, I think it's hard to be short this market, largely because of the fiscal and monetary stimulus that's still in the system.
Okay, I thought when you said you're bullish until the bill comes due, you're bullish until the Treasury market says, forget it, we're not paying for this anymore because we need to find a way to fix the deficit.
Because we're spending money like it's going out of style. And I would say
that's great, but nobody knows when that's going to happen.
No one knows when that's going to happen. And I do think we've done a lot of work that suggests, though, that once you have one wave of inflation over 6%, we've looked historically, 24 countries over 100 years, the chances of getting another wave of inflation are about 9 and 10.
Is that because of...
We won't. I mean, there'll be some when tariffs get implemented, but there's a speech actually last night from Kenner Fitzgerald. We're going to watch that. Remind me of that, guys. We're going to watch that. That was beautiful. So that's coming up too.
Of the wage inflation spiral.
That's a big part of it. And I think
because as prices go up, people demand more in their paychecks.
Because in the first wave, it happens so quickly a lot of times that workers don't get, they fall behind, their purchasing power declines. I think you're seeing that with some of the union contracts, right? So this fellow, the head of the longshoremen's union, is a pretty tough character.
Yeah.
Someone had the guts, I saw him, to say, with 60% over 6 years, that seems aggressive. I don't know if I'd be asking that guy too many tough questions, but he said, listen, it's really 60% over 10 years. You have to look at the past 4 years where we're behind.
And that makes sense, but we've made a big point of the idea that unions are only about 10% of the workforce at this point. Does that translate into gains for the broader workforce, or is this different for real this time?
Listen, in the 70s, about 30% of the workforce was unionized, right? So it was much easier to have a wage price spiral than it is now. And now there are more public sector union members than there are private sector union members. So policemen, firemen, teachers, all that. By the same token, I think it does send a signal right? Does send a signal to other workers at the margin, especially when you have the unemployment rate at this level, still have a fair amount of job openings. Those things do provide an important signal to the rest of the labor market, right? So it may not be as strong, but it
You said that you don't think you can short this market. My question is, post-election, could you see chaos on either side, by the way, depending on who wins? And what would that chaos look like, and what would that chaos mean?
Well, I think
we haven't really sort of talked about that prospect.
Yeah, I think. Listen, it unfortunately in this country we've become somewhat accustomed to not knowing the winner.
Right.
Since 2000, it's happened more often.
Sad but true.
Than not, right? Where you don't.
We need to fix that. Same day voting. Vivek talked about that last night. That's what's happening going forward. And I want you guys to watch this Cantor Fitzgerald video because it is so important about what's happening next in our economy and how things will work going forward. This might sound crazy to you, but envision a world without income tax in the United States of America. I know that sounds nuts, but I'm calling that. That's happening.
Know the winner, so I'm not. The market seems somehow to have, come to terms with that's just part of our system.
Both sides predict doom if the other side gets elected, and most every single time it just keeps going up.
It just keeps, I think the thing about markets and investors, generally speaking, is that they keep it simple, right? Which is to say, is this going to be good for me? Is this going to be bad for me? I personally think if there were a blue wave, or if Kamala would win, that's my own, you may know, but it's my own personal opinion that would be a lot worse for the financial market.
Yes, sirree.
Than if Donald Trump were to win, or there were
$2 trillion on the sidelines. So
Would you
no matter
prefer?
what.
Here's a question, though. Would you prefer, and maybe there's a personal question, or maybe this is an economic question. Would you prefer a red wave, or would you prefer? I think your.
Well, here's what he wants to hear: is that you would prefer Trump get elected but not have power over the House and Senate. That's what Andrew Sorkin wants to hear.
Preference is for Trump to win.
It is. Yeah,
but my question is, would you prefer, therefore, for the Senate and the House to go red, or no?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I am.
Andrew Sorkin did not get the answer he wanted to hear.
For economic purposes, or for your own personal views?
I think it's let's just say for economic purposes. I think there's other things going on for me personally in terms of what's happening in the country culturally and what's happening in this town that I feel very strongly about. Putting that aside, what I would tell my clients is that if you had a red wave, I think there are certain industries like financials which would do great. There's certain industries, let's say like
SoFi, Robinhood, PayPal, Bitcoin. Are you guys feeling me?
Energy stocks, which would probably do pretty poorly,
right?
Mainly because you'd have more drilling. You'd have at the margin there would be a very big focus on drill baby drill. Might be good for LNG exporters or something like that. So there would be big winners and losers, but I think at the margin you might have a chance of fixing some of the things that are.
So you're not a believer in divided government.
Not at this point. I think we're at this point. I mean, everyone likes.
He's wanting a just not blue wave.
Yeah, I mean I'm sorry to say this. I mean, I'm for divided government if Kamala wins. I'm not for divided government if Trump wins. So
that's interesting. Okay.
But that's
I know a lot of conservative people who have said, maybe they're going to vote for Trump, but they would therefore then really want to have a divided government.
Free market types are petrified by all the tariffs.
Listen, I think the tariffs. I've been involved in with the campaign.
This is going to lead us into our next conversation where we're going to listen to the speech from Cantor Fitzgerald, the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald from last night. It's beautiful, and this is a vision of America that you can expect in the near future.
A little bit this year on the economic side, and I feel very strongly that President Trump views tariffs as a tool to get other things. And so I'm not as worried about it as other people are because the man
has no federal taxes when you're done too.
He's a commercial real estate guy from New York. He's trying to.
We got to go. Jason,
all right, so I do want you to hear something here. So we're going to mute this out, and then we'll listen to Byron in a second. But this is important, guys. This vision right here. So this isn't a joke, okay? This is the two people leading the Department of Government Efficiency will be this CEO from Cantor Fitzgerald and Elon Musk, who said that he could eliminate $2 trillion from the crazy budget that Kamala Harris and was talking about. So, but listen to this. This is important. There's so much signal in this you need to hear. And it might be hard for you to grasp this yet. It might be hard for you to grasp it, but this is reality. I'm telling you, this is what's coming when they win.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
Be right back.
welcome to the stage Chairman and CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, Howard Lutnick.
I can't speak to his taste of music, but what this man has to say is very, very important. All of them have important things to say, but what he has to say about the financial markets is killer.
Hello, New York!
Woo!
I mean, it was not on my bucket list, okay? People like me do not get to play Madison Square Garden. This place rocks.
I'm going to speed him up a hair.
All right, most of you in New York, maybe you know my story. My company is called Cantor Fitzgerald. And we were located on the 101st to the 105th floors of the World Trade Center.
This part is incredibly tragic, but it speaks to American ingenuity. It's crazy.
I get to be here today because I was taking my son Kyle to his first day of kindergarten that morning, 23 years ago. I lost 658 of my friends and colleagues. I had 960 who worked in New York that day, and we lost 658 people. And we rebuilt that company to take care of the families of those that I lost. So we took care of those families. Each of my employees, they took 25% of their salaries, and they gave it to the families of the people we lost, because that's what New Yorkers do. And we gave those families $180 million.
You hear that? $180 million. They took 25% of their salaries and gave them $180 million for their loss. This is what it's about to be an American.
So the first thing, we must elect Donald J. Trump president, because we must crush jihad.
You tell him. The economic part is coming right now.
I love this city. I love this city. And Donald Trump loves this city. No matter how crappy they treat him, he is back because he loves you and he loves this city. We all say, make America great again. But let's just go over for a minute what that means. Because we all say it as a slogan. When was America great? At the turn of the century, our economy was rocking. This is 1900, 125 years ago. We had no income tax.
This is coming.
And all we had was tariffs. All we had was tariffs. And we had so much money that we had the greatest businessmen of America get together to try to figure out how to spend it. That's who we were then. But then we had World War I and we had World War II. And we felt we had a duty to rebuild the rest of the world. So here's what we did. We took down our protection. We took down our tariffs. And we turned instead and we taxed Americans so that we could export the power of our economy and save the rest of the world, which we did.
Yep.
Now let me ask you a question. What decade should that have ended? Should it have ended in the 80s? The 90s? 2000? What in the world are we doing? We're
How about
letting
now?
the rest of the world eat our lunch. And it is time to make America great again.
To be clear, this party is going to lower income taxes, increase tariffs, pull jobs back to the United States, increase manufacturing, support Elon Musk to every edge they possibly can legally. And we will see one of the greatest ages of abundance in history. He's going to be finishing up, and then Elon Musk comes out. You have to listen to this all. And then we'll jump over to CNBC and listen to Byron. Byron? Am I saying his name? Just shred Andrew Sorkin. But you got to hear this. Listen to all this.
All right. What does America first mean? We all say America first. What does America first mean? American citizens employed first.
You know that message resonates with everybody in a blue state, low labor, like manufacturing. Everybody that's seen jobs go overseas. The liberals did that to them. That was a big push too, from a Democratic Party standpoint. Don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of businessmen in the United States that were conservative that jumped on that train. But a lot of that exodus was because of globalization, which was a liberal agenda, and so they know which party is talking about bringing jobs back to America right now. It's not the one that's importing a bunch of illegal immigrants. I'll tell you that.
NAFTA, Bill Clinton's favorite I hate Michigan move. Open the border. Take all car manufacturing and move it to Mexico and screw over everyone in America who works in the auto industry. We don't make cars here. I mean, they make our cars in China and ship them here. It's got to end. So when he says...
Well, I mean, Tesla kind of does, but whatever. Okay.
America first.
Elon will be coming out soon enough, and this guy loves Elon Musk.
Let's be crystal clear. He is saying... employ American citizens first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Harris-Biden administration has set us up with a $6.5 trillion spending budget on our taxes of $4.5 trillion as they screw our children's future to the wall.
Yep.
We lose $2 trillion this year.
I'm going to speed him up a little bit more.
And Donald Trump is going to build the greatest team to ever walk into government, and we are going to balance our budget.
Oh, yeah.
And when we balance our budget, the world is going to feel what it feels like to unleash the full power of the United States economy and its amazing workforce. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to introduce the co-founder with me of the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, Madison Square Garden. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the greatest capitalist in the history of the United States of America, Elon Musk.
I love his autistic ass. Greatest human being on the planet right now.
All right.
As you can see.
Dude, here's what I want you guys to think of. Think of this man right here and how much support he's going to be getting from Donald Trump. Donald Trump, Melania is literally hanging out with his kid right now, playing with his child, X. He's going to get so much support from this government.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark, gothic MAGA.
Such a nerd.
But the energy in this room is incredible.
Listen to these people. I made a joke about this on X, and I said the brand damage that Elon has created is irreversible. I said that because of moments like this. Listen to all the people. There's so many people on the left and the center that are going to buy everything Tesla no matter what, okay? They don't give a shit about the politics. And then at the same time, you have people on the right that love this man now. I know this because people that used to coal roll me and flip me off are now like, hey, can I see your truck? So it's changing super fast, just even in the last 7 months. You need to realize how much this is going to help the brand for Tesla in the future politically and just across the board as people see this man winning on every count. Even a liberal dude that came by my house said I should have bought more Tesla stock years ago. He's like, I should have bought Tesla. I don't even think he bought any, but he said, I should have bought Tesla. I'm like, you should have.
What a great group of people.
All right, I've only got one question for you.
Yep,
And I'm getting out
you're
of
right,
here 'cause
Jim.
This is your stage. But we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think
Yes,
we
Stacey.
can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yes.
$2 trillion.
$2 trillion.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're being taxed. You're
Listen.
being taxed. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that. We're going to get the government off your back and out of your pocketbook.
This is the most pro-growth presidency I've seen during my lifetime. And I would consider Ronald Reagan right at the top, okay? But this is insane. This is so good, guys.
And America's just not going to be great. America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing. Now, you guys are awesome. Honestly, this is like...
Listen to them chant his name.
Yeah. I mean, this is the kind of positive energy that America is all about.
Yes, I agree, Les.
USA, USA.
Oh, sorry.
USA, USA, USA. Wah!
Wow.
Yes.
There's more coming in Elon's speech that's very important. This is the real party of joy, just so you guys know.
Now, I have something I want to ask you to do, though, because obviously we're somewhat preaching to the converted in this stadium, but there's a lot of people out there who need to vote for President Trump. Okay, so this is a real battle. This is a real election battle. So you need to get friends and family to vote. Make sure they vote early. This is important. We're going to be putting up a scorecard, okay? An early vote scorecard, state by state, county by county. What is the scorecard? Vote early. Vote now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Make the margin of victory so big that you know what can't happen.
Guys, Tucker Carlson's speech was amazing too. He basically said, we're not going to let him steal the election.
Massive, overwhelming sweep of every swing state, and even some of the states that people don't think are swing states. Massive, crushing victory. Get everyone, friends, family, people on the street, put the signs up, put the hat on. Let's go.
I will follow this man into the pits of hell.
It is my honor to introduce the First Lady, Melania Trump.
And she's brilliant. The whole thing's brilliant, guys. You should watch it. We'll take a little bit of a breather here. Oh, it looks like it jumped on the Byron one, so we'll have to pick that up in a second. But let's get started, guys. There's so much going on. It's 8 o'clock. There's so many things to talk about right now. Let's look at the stock market heat map and see how things are going. Let me just switch this to pre-market. So the only carnage in here today, guys, energy and minerals. I said this a bunch. I posted about it today. If you want to lose a lot of money, be long energy right now. And so here's the thing, guys. I know a bunch of people, you guys, and I haven't posted about this, but we need to talk about it. So a bunch of you guys are getting super excited about nuclear right now and going balls deep on nuclear energy. You might want to maybe take a pause. And here's why. If Trump literally lowers energy costs by half by pushing government incentives for energy creation to be through the roof, whether they're, you build it here and you get huge tax breaks, whatever, that's happening. So what do you think happens to energy companies' stocks? They don't do well in that environment. They can grow because they can get incentives from the government to grow and become more powerful and help the whole economy. And then energy demand, we know, isn't going away because we've got AI, we got robotics and all these other things. But initially, what do you think happens to energy companies? Maybe this. Just saying. Been calling that. Pretty sure that's what's happening. Might want to pay attention. Bitcoin, real quickly. This is about as bullish as it gets. I think it was Friday or Saturday or something. I did a post to my subscribers on X, and I said, guys, watch out. Bitcoin is ready to skyrocket to $92,000. And when I say skyrocket, I mean in weeks. Weeks. Here's what a week looks like, guys. Here's what a week looks like. Here's what another week looks like. So I'm saying weeks, maybe a month. Okay, you ready for that? Are you ready for it to go over that and make its next leg to the 150,000 range by spring? Are you ready for $150,000 by spring? By the end of spring, are you ready for that? I hope you are, because this chart doesn't get any clearer. What happened? I said we need to close the week and find support. We did it on both layers, the daily and the weekly. Then we need to launch off of it with a bull flag. The short-term measured move alone for this thing is a new all-time high. And that's probably by the time the election happens, after the election, the second we get a clear indication that Trump is the winner. And again, want cheap insurance? Short Kamala Harris. Or I'm sorry, go long Kamala Harris on Robinhood. Do that. Okay? Hulk Hogan was old as dirt last night, but you know what, man? He still brought it. Which was awesome. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm wearing this today. I don't know. It could be. Maybe Hulkamania is in me today. I don't know. But there's a lot of beautiful stuff happening right now, guys. There's a lot There's so much that's getting ready to take off in this market. Let's look here too. So again, in the investing betting side of things, we got Robinhood. Banks are going to do so well in this environment, guys. Robinhood is a bank. I don't know if you know this. They're going to allow you to do everything, right? You can spend money with a credit card, arguably the best credit card out there. You can invest. You can put your IRA in here. They're adding all different forms of accounts, and now they've got betting markets for the presidential election. Robinhood, and they've got a new trading app. There's so much. Robinhood is going to do so well. Makes me kind of happy I have like $160,000 in long call options with them. At least I think that's the number. We'll look later. Okay? I didn't want to completely exit out of that. Let me go back over here again. While we're in the Robinhood area, I said I finally I only transferred over $420,000. Ironically, that just happened to be the number. So that's going to drop out of my main account, and it's going to start appearing in my Robinhood. I am going to move. I tried to trade on Wells Fargo because I wanted to sell MSTR and buy MSTU. I didn't put this trade out there. Sorry. It was just kind of a technical snafu. I had 60,000 in MSTR. I couldn't buy MSTU because they didn't let me, and I had to calculate all the information myself because they wouldn't even project out what the fucking cost would be. It's the most archaic garbage of a website I've ever seen in my life. So it looks like I'll get to that 500,000 by transferring over that Wells Fargo money too, because I had to buy IRIN instead because I'm like, okay, I want to get a levered play that's got a smaller cap, and now I can't get MSTU, and I'm not just going to go right back into MicroStrategy again. And I can't even imagine what they charge me in fees. So I am never going to use Wells Fargo again for an investment account. And it's happily going over to Robinhood. And I will take that $15,000 instant credit and I will buy more stock with it. Thank you, Robinhood. Remember, SPIC limits are, I think it's $500,000 for your investment account, and then you could have up to $250,000 in cash as well on top of that in an account, and it will be insured, okay? Now, I personally I've got to find out if we can do multiple accounts because I'd like to transfer more of an IRA account over to these guys. Right now, I think with this other one, and then I think I'll have about $570,000 in Robinhood right now, so not an inconsequential amount. There's a lot of people moving big money. It kind of worries me that they're moving this large amount of money and putting it in one account because, again, you want to make sure that your exchange money is insured. And it's not like the FDIC insurance that you have with a checking account. It's not the same thing, okay? So remember that. Oh, so much excitement today, guys. Let's look real quickly. I want to see how Tesla's doing too. So many things, and then we'll check the broader view. Tesla is just a rocket ship to the moon. Not only did we close up 3.34% yesterday, or on Friday, sorry, we're up another 0.65% today. Just breaking through boundaries. And this is a breakout zone. I can't even tell you guys, like what's happening right now with Tesla is literally the highest level we've seen since September of 2023. This is a breakout zone. We got a gap to fill up here by 290. I think we could be at that by the end of the week. I think we're hitting $300 by the end of this week for Tesla. You heard it here first. Oh, it's just so exciting. There's so much to talk about. Let's jump over here real quick. Let's start down here at the U.S. economy. Okay. Let's look at a few things. So we talked about how oil's plummeting. We talked about how Trump is going to push for really, really cheap energy. That's going to be good for Tesla too, guys. Wind energy might kind of die off because wind is it's a shitty form of capturing energy. There's too many moving parts. The disposal of the blades is a mess. It's really trash. Trump has been right about it all along. The margins aren't there. You can't do a lot of cost reduction, whereas solar is very scalable. And it just happens to be 99.9% of the energy production of the sun is everything. The sun is everything for us. And it literally, we don't need to build a bunch of nuclear reactors. We have one in the sky, and it comes back every day. Every day it comes back. And as solar efficiency gets better and better and better, this can account for the vast majority of energy. And then you'll have, small nuclear reactors to pick up the rest, along with hydro and maybe some wind energy where it makes sense. But that's probably going to be a tough sell. But it's going to be mostly solar. I don't know why people don't realize this. There's a reason Elon Musk keeps saying that over and over again to you. He keeps talking about the big nuclear reactor in the sky. Why do you think that is? Why, whenever people ask him about nuclear energy, does he talk about the one sitting up in the sky? Use common sense here. And it's cheaper. It's cheaper. And they've got an energy company that can build backups, batteries everywhere. And it makes us more resilient in a time of war, as you can't have China targeting all of our energy companies because every one of us will be one. Anyway, Ryan Detrick, U.S. economy stuff. The best 6 months of the year is right around the corner. Seasonality. That's what we call this. Seth Golden. Trading flows heading into election are almost identical to the last two election cycles, 2016 and 2020. Up 8% through the end of the year 2016, up 13% through the end of the year 2020. Right now, we got the money printers going burr and central bankers dropping rates like there's no tomorrow, because for some of them, there won't be one. So this is happening. History tells us that we're rallying more seasonality, election seasonality. Then again, we've got buybacks coming back. That seems like a big deal. We've got the bond market. I said, believe me when I say bond yields are coming down once real Donald Trump wins this election. Why is that happening? Because people will, for the first time in a very long time, believe that the United States of America is becoming great again and can potentially service its own debts for that 20-year bond you were thinking about picking up. So yes, I believe that the bond market is almost done with these crazy high rates. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to be in the 3%. That is the neutral rate now. But you need to understand that the disparity that we're looking at on this chart right here will change in the future. And the 10-year Treasury yield will drop just like oil. Backset's talking about the 12-month PE ratio, but here's the thing. These companies have never made more money than they are today. In an economy with global liquidity pumping and rates coming down. In America, exceptionalism being born again at a time when people thought we were in the fourth turning and the world was falling apart. So I'm going to say that it's probably okay for a while. Harold Malmgren, that's quite a name. I feel like he needs to have like a wizard staff. Contrary to a wave of dollar pessimists, the U.S. dollar share of global financial transactions is rising. What has been relatively less noticed is the significant decline in the euro. The renminbi, that's China. China's little China taking over, BRICS taking over. Euro, dying. You know what? You know what's funny? You know what was the narrative was for a long time, up until like maybe the last 5-6 years? Actually, right over here, right? Look at this. About 2020, 2021. And before that, people are like, oh, the euro is going to overtake the dollar. The dollar's dying. BRICS is coming. Wow. Look at what's fucking happened. Look at it. Is the dollar dying? No. You know why? Because we're embracing a better future for this country. One where we support Bitcoin and companies like Tesla. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you, man. So no, it's not dying. Its death has been overstated numerous times. I don't know. There's a bunch of other shit in here. Oh, people talking about how banks are sitting on $750 billion in losses. It's a good thing we have the biggest money printer in the world and we've got Bitcoin backing it now. Plus, you know how we fix this? Yields come down because people start buying bonds because they trust their fucking government again. Problem solved. It all goes away. Again, follow the people that are looking for the future and figuring out how it can be good. Follow the builders. Don't follow people that are pessimists about everything. They'll lose you tons of fucking money. All right. Gosh, I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying to be better. Just a little excited today. I apologize. I say, can you imagine what happens if Microsoft votes to buy Bitcoin? There's more here. I'm sorry, I'll get caught up with comments in a second. I'm just a little excited, guys. There's a lot going on with Bitcoin we need to talk about. Let's talk about MicroStrategy a little bit more, though. What's this? MicroStrategy, ranked number 4 for market cap out of crypto. So, like, Ethereum has $301 billion. Ethereum is trash. Trash. Vitalik doesn't even care about it. He's banging his girlfriend now. He doesn't seem to care about anything. Does anybody know if Vitalik is alive? Does anybody actually know? Have you seen him? Solana is coming up through the ranks, but imagine MicroStrategy is only $43 billion. Look at that trash on top. We're early. But not just that. Look at this. MicroStrategy. Look at this. Daily trading volume above Amazon, above Google, catching up to Meta. Can you guys see the writing that is on the wall? Can you see how maybe Microsoft, especially when they're getting antagonized by Michael Saylor to buy Bitcoin, and they've got a vote coming up for it, and everybody's bullish Bitcoin right now, and including Larry Fink, the CEO of the largest asset manager on earth. Do you think they might fucking do it? I do. And even if it doesn't happen, there's so many positive narratives. And it's going to happen with somebody this cycle. I don't know who it's going to be. I think it should be Microsoft. They've got too much money. It's burning a hole in their pocket. Let's look at them real quick here. Let's look at Microsoft. And thank you, BGZ, Faster Horse in the short terms, MSTU or TSLL. MSTU. Probably MSTU. In real short term, it's hard to know, man. Maybe it's Tesla for a week, and then it's Bitcoin. But it just all depends on your time horizon. But Bitcoin is the big dog, unless, again, that's a little bit of leverage. That's baby leverage on there with the options if you would have bought them a long time ago. It's a lot better, right? Like, that's just the way it works. If you would have bought Tesla a long time ago, you would have done really great. Bitcoin's getting ready to break out. You literally have that coming right now. And don't get me wrong, Tesla is too. But if you bought the options when I did, then you're ready for that, right? If you bought the options when I did, then you're ready for it. If you didn't, you're not. You know why? I'm up 100% after already taking $600,000 in gains. Okay? So we're probably different at this point. You know what I mean? Like down here, this says I have 600,000 in gains. That's after already cashing out 600,000 worth. My cost basis in here says 602,000, but it shows 1.2 million here. This is just my main account. I got more. So again, it would have been a lot better to be early. That's why this is what I teach, right? I teach it for this reason. Ethereum, Solana. Solana's been breaking out against Ethereum. That could change over the short term as we back test this, but this is telling that Solana is going to win. Solana's going to win for a whole bunch of reasons that I posted about. That's kind of a long one. I'm not going to go into it. Too many words. But this is a good one. It says latest Solana's DEX volume, that's decentralized exchange for people who don't know the terminology, says volume dominates the market. Solana's weekly decentralized exchange volume dominance across all chains has soared to an all-time high of 35% with 15.78 billion in weekly volume. Solana now leads Ethereum by which is 8.87 billion by a massive 78% over Ethereum. That is the largest margin over Ethereum ever. MicroStrategy Update says we encourage all companies to adopt a Bitcoin strategy, especially while Bitcoin is this cheap. With that being said, there will never be another MicroStrategy. It is a unicorn in an unprecedented circumstance. I agree. For Bitcoin, there will never be another one. Maybe Sol Strategies is for Solana. I don't know. Bitcoin man, Trump 2024. Hell yeah. We got Chamath in the All-in-One podcast talking about how Bitcoin will be a resounding inflation hedge asset for the next 50 to 100 years. Talking up Bitcoin like crazy in the All-In podcast. If you guys didn't see the All-In podcast, it was the best one ever. I'm going to show you the first 5 minutes of it because it's great. As you have Jason teabagging Chamath's wife. Let me just show. You got to see this. 1 second. This is great. This is the best podcast ever. If you guys aren't subscribed to this, you're missing out. It's just a bunch of billionaires that have been incredibly successful in life and are interconnected with the richest and most powerful people on earth, talking about what they think of the investing world. And I will say this. Sometimes they're wrong. I'll tell you when they're wrong, and I'll tell you why. But they're well worth listening to. And this first couple of minutes is hilarious.
Jason,
oh, wait, 1 second. The bell, guys, is in 16 minutes. I will not miss it. Here we go.
you want to go up to the bedroom, knock on the door, and wake Chamath up?
Where is he?
You're in his house. Go get him. Let's
He's
go.
at the office. He went to the office. He's not here.
Oh,
He's
he
at
went to the office.
We're trying to find Chamath.
Just
at
wait.
the moment.
This is so good.
Here's Chamath. Okay.
Are you wearing my goddamn sweater? What is is that my, you're in my house.
Chamath.
Is that my, no, I am so tilted. Where is my wife? What the,
What, don't worry about your wife.
no, oh my
Amore.
God.
Amore, this port is great.
Where is Nat? Hold on, I'm calling Nat. Take off my sweater.
It's okay. Amore.
Don't
Geez,
touch my
this
wife.
is good for it.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh my Lord, she's tainted. So tilted, I'm not, she's tainted.
Amore, don't you worry, Amore.
You know your cashmere sweater is so
Take
soft.
my
So
sweater
soft,
off.
Amore.
It's great.
This is
Oh,
so
yeah,
tilted.
everything
Get out of
you
my
needed.
house.
I have
Take my
everything.
Lord.
I love that the thing that Chamath is angriest about is Jason wearing a sweater. His wife just kissed Jason. That don't care. Take my sweater off.
We'll be done at 1 o'clock, so I'll see you then.
It gets
Please let
better.
me know if
Should we have lunch in the garden?
Yes, please.
Look at all
Lunch
their
in the garden. Where's
faces.
something
These guys
simple?
love
Don't-
this.
Don't get off. Something simple is great.
Is that the cashmere sweater with rhino horn buttons? So,
It is. You know what? Though
I love
did some shopping
Freebird,
while
yeah.
I was here. I did a little shopping, so I filled up. You know, these Aesops are great because I don't have these at my house. I have ivory soap.
I think
so
that's his soap.
these.
I think he's got like Chamath's got a soap brand or something.
But you know what? I agree. This sweater's not so great. I think I'm going to
Oh my
switch to
God,
this one.
don't touch that sweater, Jason.
That's a new sweater.
I cannot.
You're
I am
actually tilting him, JKL. He's actually
I think I'm going to switch sweaters.
They're all
Don't put it on.
cashmere.
I won't
He
put it
only
on,
wears
won't put it on, but you know
cashmere.
what? This port, I'm not so sure. Sean?
Yeah,
Sean,
right?
Yes. The port's been... Sean, the port's great. But
He's going to have his private chef come in the room. Just wait. This is so good.
any other options?
We do have a delicious ice wine for you.
Come around here. Let's present.
Let's present
So what do we have?
with your
You're
most
not-
valuable wine.
Bye, Chef.
So
Sean. Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
Sean.
Look at Sean.
Looks
He's
a
like,
deep pull, 1986.
I don't want to get
Chateau
fired.
Tet, Balzac? I mean, this looks like it's worth
Look
opening.
at him. He's like, I'm so sorry,
It was in the
Chamath.
rack that said "Don't open," right, Sean?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
Well, if it's no
put
good,
this on
just pour it
ice,
out.
And yeah, let's just. But you know what? Pour half out because I like the bottom half, the texture. So just pour half into the garden, put it with the spinach, and then I'll take the bottom half. Thank you.
Pour half of it into the garden. I'm sorry. You guys have to watch this show. It is fucking brilliant. It is one of the best things out there. All right, let's real quickly. Lots going on today. We'll probably look at the portfolio real quick and the watch list pre-market. We've got about 13 minutes until the market opens. Let's just look over here. I mean, this looks beautiful, guys. This is a good start to the day as everything looks ready to launch. You even got the shitty, trashy CCP stocks going up over here, guys. So any of you guys who wants to invest in the CCP and who love slavery, you guys can buy some of that and support the cause. So good for you guys. Very excited about that. Oh, hey, the merch store. Couple things over the weekend for people that don't know. But I got incorporated. I'm in Micro to Macro is now officially an LLC. I've got a bunch of paperwork to file today. And stuff that's already been filed. So we're live, and we also have the merch store getting worked on. My wife has a couple of initial pieces that'll be coming out. Some funnier ones coming later, but I think it's really cool. I'm excited about it. I said before that we would get it at the price of cost. 4chan, whatever it is, I don't know. The store will only let us drop the price so much. So unfortunately, we will be making money off of these things, but we're putting them at the absolute lowest price that we can offer. So like t-shirts that are $15, a mug that's like 12 or 15, I don't even remember, and a hoodie that's like 30. These are the lowest we can set them, so I think you'll like it. Bitcoin's at 69K. I guess that's pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of ironic shirts and clothes too. It'll be a good time. Let me pull up Bitcoin real quick here. Wow, 69,000 guys. You're watching history here. I told you it was coming. For everybody subscribed, what did I tell you over the weekend, guys? I said it's happening fast, man. Get ready for it. What state? What state? I'm assuming it's Delaware because I didn't even take a look. I did it through LegalZoom. But, yeah, I don't know if they didn't really give me an option. I probably could have figured that out, but I didn't want to. So there. All right. 69,000. This is just epic. I'm going to hop over, guys, real quickly here. I'm going to do something. I got to go get coffee. I didn't get enough coffee. I got to pee. You know me. My bladder is only so big. So, at least I'm not talking about a small pee-pee like Meet Kevin, right? I just have to pee. That's my problem. So you guys don't have to listen to that shit. All right, real quickly, I'm going to go over here, click on this thing, put up a ticker so we can see this beautiful price action. And then we better get this out of the way because we're going to start launching into it, so it'll just be weird. So let's see. That's a pretty good start to the day, I think. We'll put that right there. And then I'm going to switch it over to pre-market for a second so we can listen to those guys. Watch out, Delaware may target you like they did Elon. Yeah, I don't think I'm really on their top 10 list, but I appreciate it. And they're getting ready to bend the knee to Elon, so I'm not worried about that either. All right, we're going to let these yahoos talk while I get my coffee. And I'll be right back. Me, Kevin, and PP both disappeared. Life is good. Is he quiet still? He's probably got to be hiding. He's got to be. Hopefully he's focusing on House Hack. I know people that have invested in that. He needs to make them their money. But, all right, 1 second. I'm going to put it on full screen. We're going to listen to these yahoos. I'm going to get my coffee, and I'll be back in a second. So see you guys in a couple minutes.
Here for a second and count down to the opening bell. Take another look at the pre-market. More squawk on the street in a minute.
to the first Mad Dash of the week. 7 minutes before we get started with trading as well to begin the week right here at the New York Stock Exchange. Home Depot, the subject of today's Mad Dash.
I know the beginning of our hour was amorphous because I could only find Meta being an upside surprise. The rest I can find Amazon retail, probably not good. Apple, the launch isn't any good. Microsoft, Mark Benioff takes a shot at Copilot every day. So I wanted to have something that was not controversial. Okay. And it's Home Depot. Because Cowen has a piece saying well-positioned for the next cycle. They upgrade their price target. But look at the secular gain.
What I missed, guys, we got 6 minutes. It doesn't look like much. Akash plus CleanSpark dilution. Yeah, let's check out CleanSpark, guys. They've issued, or they've passed the vote to be able to dilute shares. They haven't diluted them yet. How devastating has this been for the stock? It's up 4.5% in after hours. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I was completely wrong on this. I said that the share dilution was not a big deal and that the stock was going to start skyrocketing and that we could hit, I don't know. I mean, gosh, we could hit maybe the $40 range by spring. Oh, wait, no, we're on path for that. My bad. Okay, sorry, I was misreading the chart. But yeah, so I think that's going to be all right. There's commercials in here? Did I not set that shit right? Give me a sec, guys. Got to get rid of that bullshit. No? Oh, there were commercials on there? Sorry. Okay, my bad. Sorry, dude. Only 123 out of 400. Yeah, that's because some of those people suck. There's 468 now. You'd think they'd know how to click a fucking button to support something. They don't even have to contribute money, and yet they still can't click a button. I wouldn't want to be one of those people. But hey, it doesn't really matter, right? Because you're just sitting here and watching me eat. Sorry, I got to get something in me. All right, feeling better. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't think about the fact that it was going to roll over to commercials. Yeah, it doesn't show the CNBC ones, which was, I think I'm spewing food on my mic here. Not that good. Because I have CNBC Pro, so I can look at all the good stuff. Hey, let's actually see. Are there any good videos today? I'm the most nonchalant CleanSpark investor. I only have $250,000 in it or something. Or 300,000. Mostly calls. Yeah, 250,000 in this one. Yeah, I think about 300,000. But it's all good, man. It's all good in the hood. Joking, by the way. Oh, no, I believe you. Mediocre man, not Jesse gaslighting me into liking the stream. Yeah, I'm totally gaslighting. Trying to reverse psychology. Being like, only bitches don't hit the like. No, I'm sorry. That's not reverse. All right. Anyway, I'm just in a good mood today. How casual am I? Yeah, so the Microsoft shareholder vote for investing in Bitcoin, we will probably see 100,000 before the end of the year. If they say yes to that, guys, my God. I don't know what to say. How does the crunching sound in the mic? I don't know if I've ate on the stream before. Oh, hey, let's do this. So we're already rocketing through a bunch of stuff. We'll hit Tesla right after the open. I'll probably I do want to look at one thing real quick. I want to look at the watch list. Since Bitcoin's in the 69,000 range now, right at the door. Let's extend this here. So we have MSTU up 8.5%, MSTX 7.22, BITX, the 2X fund for Bitcoin, 6.82%, Iron, CleanSpark up 5.2%. I guess we're okay with that vote, guys. And it's funny because even my buddy James from Invest Answers was saying that he didn't like the share dilution and all that stuff. But I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry for making you hungry, bro. I just got to eat something. It's like banana, chips, cheese, chocolate, and cranberries. But hey, man, it gets me started. That way I don't pass out. Hood up 3% on the day. Those calls are going to look sick. SoFi up yet again. DLO up, Baba up, Google up, AMD up, PayPal up, Square, Palantir, everything. Tesla up 0.34%. If Tesla slows down here, guys, do not be freaked out. It deserves a break. We're literally at the breakout zone. If you look right here, I mean, look at this, right? if we look at this, and honestly, we're like right above it. So for us to consolidate just back to here, even to 260 for a little bit of time would be okay. I don't know if we're going to do that. I think we might just go up. But for it to go back to here is okay, guys. It's okay. Look at these peak volumes right here. It could go to 260. Would you guys be freaked out with 260? I wouldn't be at all. Not remotely. I don't even know if it's going to happen. All right, Dario, MicroStrategy, why you don't do call option? I'm not sure what you mean. Why didn't I have call options? I did. I mean, I don't think people understand, like, you guys haven't been around a long time, so I'll give you a break, right? But I did have call options. I can find these posts if you really need them. But I had call options back here. Okay? When it was in the 15 range, I had call options on MicroStrategy. I dial out of call options as I go. Okay? So I dialed out when it was like up over here. I was already out. A little bit too early, but whatever. I made a lot of money off of that. There's a reason why I've made so much money, guys. Let me just go back here real quick. Opening bell. We'll do the opening bell, and then I got something I want to show you. Okay? Let's get back over here. What are your thoughts? I think TLT is actually going to be a really good price starting right now. That's what I think. How do I refresh this stupid thing? Get back to the video. Just fucking show it. There we go. No, it's commercial. Here we go.
Wait a second.
Now you get the bell.
And then some headlines raising the prospect of a regional deal, maybe.
Because if they're vulnerable, then theoretically they should come
Yay.
to the table. And therefore they come to the table, then oil's too high. That's the sequence of events.
Let's get the opening bell here in the CNBC real-time exchange with the big board.
I don't know. DLO and Flux are two bets where I feel like they have an asymmetric opportunity to the upside for different reasons. And they're small caps. So they're kind of like small cap plays for me. They're very low percentages. They were like, between the two of them, I think 2 to 3% of my portfolio max at one point. I think they're lower than that now. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I do think that the economics behind it for DLO look amazing. I'll just show this real quick, and then we'll jump into the rest of the stuff I want to do. I want to jump over into Tesla. I want to look at how markets are doing. We'll look at that. But if you look, transaction payment volume is great. The forward PE is 15.6. At the rate it's going, it'll be single digits soon enough. Net revenue retention has been dropping for this company. If there's anything that's probably worse, it's that. You can see how cash flow is going down, but you can see how net income did pretty good last quarter. And you can see how they're building up a bond portfolio. You can see that shares aren't really getting diluted. Their G&A, their general administrative, needs to come down. I don't mind R&D being a high amount of spend. I love that, actually. But this administrative stuff, they need to reduce costs on, in my opinion. But again, if these projections are accurate, and this is what the company's going to do, it's still got a strong growth rate. And I believe it could go up. Now, there are red flags. Institutional ownership going down. Short interest is still at 12.5%. This is a Latin American company. They got really scared about it right about over here when they saw declines for a couple of quarters and then projecting coming up. So right about over here when they saw their first decline, they got scared off. Now, if this reaccelerates, though, and it does what they're talking about, and they do that for a few quarters, then I think DLO can do quite well. And again, we can look at this one more later, but you can see how local to local has really been doing the best. Cross-border has not done much at all. Top 10 merchant revenue. So again, kind of falling down, operating, but this is still impressive. If they pull off what they're talking about and have another leg higher, I think you'll see this thing bounce, and then I'll do all right. Will it hit my 35 target in time? I hope so. But again, it's such a small amount of my portfolio. It doesn't really matter. Revenue by country, you can kind of see what's happening here. You can see how Brazil started to fall a little bit. Brazil's a shit show. Hopefully we can help wipe out the existing government and get a democracy back in there again. That way they don't try and censor companies like X. But outside of that, though, you can still see how other Latin American countries, especially, what is it, plus LATAM, so some of the smaller ones are starting to see a lot of growth. Mexico's seeing growth. There's just other areas that are doing better. Or I'm sorry, Argentina. Is that Argentina? I can't tell. Latin AM is growing and Argentina is growing. So both of those are doing well. Argentina, guys. I need to get into that other banking play. We need more Argentina plays. Are you guys in Discord working on Argentina? If so, let me know. And if there's anything I need to be adding to Discord, just ask for it in chat. I'm so lazy outside of chat. So if we'll do it here, okay? So if you guys want something, just ask for it. All right. Do I see $90 PayPal if earnings will come in good tomorrow? Let's look real quick. Sure, we can take a look. So, do I see 90? Yeah, I see 96. I see 96. Okay? That's what I see. All right, let's do this real quick. I want to see how the watch list is playing out. So Sol Strategies is up another 16.5% after 25% and 28% last week. This thing is insanity, and I'm wondering if it can just keep going higher. Did you guys ever find, I haven't found a good way of tracking, maybe outside of James from Invest Answers, I haven't found a good way of tracking the premium on Sol Strategies. Do you guys know of a way? Because I want to start monitoring this. I want to see if I can put some charts and analytics to it. And then also, between me and James from Invest Answers, hopefully you have a good guide of when this thing's going to scream, because this has been a top performer. And I think they've got a similar strategy to MicroStrategy, and so except with Solana. And I think Solana is going to destroy Ethereum. So when this thing comes back, if it comes back, I'm going to do some buying on this one. I just need to understand the premium better. So I'm very excited. Yeah, Elmos, it's going nuts, dude. But look at this. MSTU is also a beast. Iron is up 9%. So I told you guys I sold MSTR to buy MSTU, but then I couldn't on Wells Fargo. So I had 66 grand in this, and then I couldn't even buy the fucking thing. So then I just bought Iron. Well, that turned out all right because that is the best performing miner today. So dumb luck for the win. CleanSpark up 6.3%. Mara up 6.21%. I can't imagine how much money I'm going to make today. Today is a new all-time high. I think before the end of the week, I'll surpass $4 million in my portfolio in a race because I've got very little time to reach my goal for the beginning of the year, which is $6.5 to $7 million. And I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. I won't have it any other way. So where is that? Let's just look here real quick. Let me scroll down real fast. Post this little guy up in here. Yeah, right here, right? Oh, got shit moving. Oh, this is when I was telling people that SoFi was just like Palantir. I was wrong about that. I mean, I was early. Let's just put it that way. I was early. I was right, but I was early. And being early is bad. You don't want to be. What the actual fuck just happened there? Ah, there we go. Okay. So these are my low balances, right? This is a post I did. When did I originally do this post? I originally did this post on February 1st, talking about how well I'd done. And then I said in February, or is it February? No, March 8th. I said, hey, this is what I'm going to do in 2025. Right now, to give you like a progress bar, I'm right about here. Okay? But by the end of the year, I need to be at least here or a little bit higher because these are my low balances. I didn't track the high. I'm sorry. But I didn't track the high. Seymour Sat says, making so much money, stopped working now at 37. That is awesome, brother. We need more of that up in here. Wolf is a beast today right now. Congratulations. We'll look at that in a second too. But yeah, so I tracked starting in like 2019. I actually got really back into investing in 2017. 2019 to 2020 is when I retired right at the start of the pandemic. But you can see how my low balance in 2019 was negative, which means I was indebted. And then it became 164,000. By the time I retired, it was like 375. I retired with not a lot of money. paying to retire other family members, having to deal with my own living expenses, and yet I still grew. Even having to pull from this money, I still grew at this rate. So keep this in mind, okay? People are like, oh, you must have made money off of Bitcoin. Well, yeah, Bitcoin didn't do so good for a couple of these years, but you know what? I still made money all the way through here, okay? And look at the rate of growth. There's times where I like almost 3x. And my goal this year is just a simple 100%, just a doubling. Because last year I had 600% from the low to the high, from the beginning of the year to the end. And so 2023 was very kind to me. This year has been a building year. That's okay. But I still expect to double my money this year, and that puts me up here. So imagine what 2026 looks like, or the end of 2025 for my high balance, if this is what I'm talking about for the low. And I do this by looking towards the future and trying to figure out what's coming next, and doing that with a high degree of success. MicroStrategy NAV 2.9. Yeah, that's crazy. I told James he needs to have a 3x in his chart. James, get to it, man. Add that shit. You need a 3x multiplier for some of your stock. You need probably a 3.5. I know that sounds insane. But if you look over here at peak, you had a 3.5 in MicroStrategy in 2021. I think with all the liquidity and everything we're talking about, we're going to see that again. My projection is that 15 years or less, I'll be a billionaire. You'll off to 92. I keep telling people that, and they don't believe me. I don't even know that my wife believes me. But she also, I don't even know if she thought I was a little bit crazy when we retired at $375,000 in our investment accounts. And then a year later, I retired her. I think she realized it was more real. And then I retired my parents and her parents. And now I'm getting ready to retire my brother, hopefully, here in the near future. And a bunch of other people. I want to retire my entire bloodline. And what I mean by that is I just want them to be able to figure out what they want to do with their life, regardless of having to barely survive like a hamster in a cage, spinning a wheel just to get more cheese. It's ironic as I eat cheese. But that's the goal, right? And I don't know why I went on this diatribe, but whatever, man. I'm going to make it. It's not even just possible. I think it's probable. If my projections play out the way they are, and they've been doing really good, they've been perfect for 5 years, a multitude of cycles. So I think I'll be a billionaire. I think I can have over 100 million in 10 years. So it just makes sense. All right. Shayna said, I invested at the beginning of the year with your advice, quit paying attention, and now I'm back because I'm exploding. Complete beginner. That's awesome. Just learn the lessons I talk about for failures while you're winning so that you don't screw yourself up later on. Elmos Racing, James always sandbagging. He does. He doesn't want to be too high. He'll always sandbag. Oh, we're hearing about Tesla on CNBC. We're going to hop over to this for a second. I think it is. I think it's a raise. We'll see. It could be people talking shit. I doubt it. I don't think anybody would be brave enough to talk shit about Tesla right now. Oh, they're shitting on Volkswagen. Volkswagen's a disaster. Let's listen.
Wins, I would imagine that plant gets scaled back dramatically because he really wants to cut back the cars from Mexico.
And then finally, on Tesla, Tony Saganaki's out today, says that the margin beat was due to deferred revenue recognitions, commodity contract renewals. We learned on Saturday, the Washington Post reporting that Musk did begin his career in this country illegally.
He didn't begin it illegally. He came in as a fucking student visa, and then he ended up quitting college because the VCs were going to fund him, and they got him a permanent visa or whatever to be, and then they helped him with the path to citizenship. This is such, fuck these people. I can't wait until these newscasters cry their hearts out when Kamala Harris gets utterly destroyed in the election. I'm going to love it.
That you do. Yeah.
And for the record, you know who was telling you 6 months ago? Well, at least 3 months ago that Trump was going to win? Me.
That's me?
Yeah,
You want me to comment on this?
Yeah, well, it's because while I'm looking for the Tesla piece, it's the exact opposite, saying that things are fantastic at Tesla and raising numbers a bit. That was another.
Well,
what?
Stock went up 22%. So that's really, I guess that says it.
I wouldn't buy the stock still.
You would?
Look at the way the stock acted on Friday. It was up really huge. Then, of course, there was profit taken, and then it came right back. I don't want to go.
He's actually right. All right, I got to say that this is cool. SCJ. Well, I mean, it's not cool that you lost money, but I love to hear this now. Jesse, I would love to learn more about how you retired on $375,000. I had about $3 million and then lost a couple million, and I'm working my way back. I'm up 40% with your help. I'm trying to quit corporate. That's awesome. I can't guarantee everybody's going to be successful. Everybody operates on their own, man, but I will tell you what's made me successful. I will openly share as much as I can with you. I will try and answer questions that you have, and I'll do my part to try and help you be successful. And the only thing that really matters is that you do yours too and do your due diligence, because it's hard to invest if you don't have conviction from your own efforts. So it's very important that you invest time as well. And if you want to figure out how to gain more time, people have been asking me for another book recommendation. You're going to find this one kind of a no-brainer. Also, I love Stoicism. I think if you listen to daily Stoic quotes, if you listen to like Marcus Aurelius and some of the works of these guys, there's a bunch of channels that do this kind of stuff. You'll benefit greatly. But one of the best books, the book that retired me, the book that set me down a path of retirement, was The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I highly recommend it because I used to give way too many of those, and it was a rough life for me. In the corporate world, because I wanted to help. I wanted to make things better. I wasn't great with politics, like just being a part of this stuff. And I wasn't great at being inauthentic. And in corporate America, you got to be pretty good at being inauthentic or be powerful and at the top. And then you can be whatever you want to be, right? But it's hard to be Elon Musk. I mean, it's hard. It's like impossible to be Elon Musk. But it's hard to be just like visible in people's eyes too. And be authentic. It's not geared that way. There's a reason a bunch of CEOs don't act like Elon. They're starting to, but they've been scared to be anything themselves. But I think learning not to care and learning what's important in life. Also, there's something like the 3-hour work week or something that I read too. Find ways to optimize your time. But I can tell you this: at my last job, I worked at a company where I helped with project management. I was the kind of that pseudo support department. I was like a pseudo developer and database administrator and analytics person and sales team. I did everything. We had to downsize. We went from like 70 employees down to like 6. So we had shrunk a lot, and I'd made the cut. But I can tell you this. What was I going to say about this? Damn it. I lost my train of thought. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Learning efficiency and learning not to care, it helped me so much in life. And at that job, even when we were down to 6 employees, you know what I would say? If my boss was like trying to get me to do something that I didn't want to do, I'd just be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be really busy. I just don't have time. I think Nathan's really great at this, or John's really great. Why don't we give it to John? And I would just say no and hand stuff off. You know what I found out? It actually made them go, wow, has Jesse gotten more important? Is he more important? Did you know I don't know if I've ever said this to you guys. Did you know I promoted myself at that same company? I was a project manager, and I decided that I wanted a better title because they brought in another project manager, and I thought I was much better at my job than she was. So I decided that I should be a senior project manager. I asked my boss if he could do that, and he basically told me no. And so I said, okay, cool. And then I went back to my desk. I changed my email handle because we were a small company and I could do this. We had about 50, 60 employees at the time. I changed my handle to be senior project manager after he told me that he wasn't going to be able to give me the raise. I know, we're breaking out 69,200. Gotta love it. Anyway, so I promoted myself in an email, and then the CEO of the company walked by my desk and congratulated me on my promotion. This is not a fucking lie. You know me. So what did I do? I walked back to my boss and said, hey, the CEO just congratulated me on my promotion. He's like, what are you talking about? And I go, well, I changed my email handle to say senior project manager because I want some more clout around here and I want to be acknowledged for my hard work. And he's like, you what? And I go, yeah. And I go, and then he came by and said then thanked me for or thanked me for my hard work and said it was overdue. And then he's like, and he goes, you son of a bitch. And he goes, I guess you're getting a promotion. And that's how I got my promotion. So I would highly recommend the 3-hour work week and the art of not giving a fuck, because once you learn that, guys, and don't get me wrong, you just don't want to be a dick out of the gate. This might not work for everyone, okay? But I knew I was good at my job and I knew I deserved more and I wasn't taking no for the answer. And again, when they let everybody go and I was one of the last people standing, I knew that they knew they needed me. And I think even the perception of their need of me changed by my own confidence in myself. How insane is that? I didn't actually have to have it. I just had to fake it until I made it. And I think that's why so many CEOs get charged with fraud, because they get so good at that that they forget they have to make it. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's a segue. Let's get back to Tesla. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my rants. We got still 40 minutes until we get that economic data.
Against this stock, that conference call was one of the best conference calls. It was his best, clearly. I loved it. They did time for one call. An analyst, they had mostly rank and file calling it great. But the quarter was the discussion about what this company is going to be doing in battery, in full self-driving is fantastic.
Yeah,
saying that they're way ahead of.
Yeah, Daniel Dibb, you have like the keys to the kingdom if you're and I was supposed to be. I had an opportunity when I got let go of my last job, of which the CEO ended up trying to hire me a couple times for different businesses that he was starting because he left that too. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But I left my last job and I got hired at this place. In the beginning, they're like, do you want to be a business analyst or do you want to be a project manager? I thought about it for a while and I'm like, the project manager sounds way easier because I wouldn't want to be a business analyst and have to know everything. Anyway, I ended up doing both somehow because they fired the business analyst. So whatever. But the whole point is I ended up managing so much of the relationship with the customer that you have massive amounts of power. You're right, Daniel. And I can see why your project manager got like a 10 to 20% raise. Because if they're a good one, they're worth the money. I mean, I managed billing too. I had to make sure that everybody was paying their bill. I was everything for that company.
Waymo. Maybe they're going to get approval for California soon.
Well, they're not ahead of Waymo in terms of people actually taking rides in a robotaxi.
And Barry, the best part is that story is true. I have all kinds of weird stories in my life. That is just one of many.
Well, 100,000 a week. No, they're not.
Waymo is doing 100,000 a week.
Right.
Tesla's not.
No, Tesla's not doing.
Tesla's doing way more than that, you stupid fuck. Sorry, I'm trying to get better.
Right. But this is Musk we're talking about.
It's Musk.
How about the fact that Chevron pulled out of California, changing the headquarters to Texas, and
Chevron pulling out of California, moving their headquarters to Texas says a lot.
closed those 2 refineries that were a huge part.
Well, now you got Governor Newsom trying to get some film production back because they've lost so many projects. Maybe there is a regulatory.
Yeah, like Atlanta. I don't know if Texas does a lot too, but Atlanta has a big business now because Georgia was smart enough to pull the film industry in, and so they're losing. California is falling apart. It's sad. It's a beautiful state. It's literally one of the most beautiful climates on earth, and yet they're just falling apart. They need better leadership.
Return in California.
I think that Newsom did not attempt to even keep Chevron.
There is something to be said for trying to actually generate revenues in your state and city by saying to business.
No, illegal aliens don't have the right to come in. They don't. No illegal aliens. We kick all of them out. You come in here legally, and we increase that program. That program will include asylum, but it'll also include making sure that we're getting all the people that we need in this country to fill higher end jobs that pay a ton of money and also bring in a bunch of money. That is the path forward that we're going to use. We're going to, there'll be some people that get to stay. Criminals aren't going to be able to. And we know the numbers of criminals that have crossed the border is huge because we know Aragua, whatever, the train fucking gang, one of the most evil gangs on earth coming from Venezuela, has infiltrated at least 4 or 5 major cities and is recruiting more people. So we need to get rid of a bunch of motherfuckers, and we're going to do it for the reasons that Vivek talked about. I'm going to watch that in a little bit here because you guys got to hear what Vivek said. We're going to make this country amazing. We're going to make it epic. We're going to make it better than it's ever been before. That's what's coming.
Business, we are friendly
What are you
towards
saying?
you.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying that can be a smart policy.
Because Newsom has not adopted that policy.
No, and here in
Newsom's
our own
an idiot.
wonderful
But can you believe he
city, we chased Amazon away. So, yeah.
So you got the guy on the right who's more liberal, literally talking about how New York chased Amazon away, and they're both shit-talking Gavin Newsom. Who do you think is going to be the president of the United States next week? I know.
Where did they go, Turkey?
I've known for a long time.
They went to Tennessee, I think, right?
Yes, it was, Alfredo.
Or Virginia, actually, Northern Virginia.
Oh, are you going back to that Queen?
Yeah, see, listen, Parik Shith. I am from India and came here legally. It has been 8 years, and I might only get my green card. Yeah. So here's the thing. It's bullshit that you could literally just re-enter from the South, and you'd probably get in easy and start getting a paycheck and get a job and not have to work and get expedited. That is bullshit. People like you should be citizens now because you did it the right way. That's what happens. We are a country of law and order, a country of meritocracy, a country of capitalism, a country that doesn't care about the color of somebody's skin or their sexuality. If they're hardworking, we judge them based off their merit. Okay? That's the country that we live in, a country where literally everybody can have an opportunity, and we're embracing Bitcoin and embracing Tesla and doing cool things. That's the country we live in, and that's the one we're going to support.
I am. It was a turning point for
How
me.
about Jamie Dimon's from Queens? Why doesn't he just
Everybody was so good, Joanne.
buy
Everybody.
Queens when he retires?
Yeah, Carl Icahn's from Queens. A guy named Donald Trump is from Queens.
Janet Yellen.
Simon and Garfunkel are from Queens. We got a lot.
Barbara Streisand is from Brooklyn.
She's from Brooklyn, yeah.
Oh, I love so much. I love seeing the black population. So I grew up down south for a period of time too. I lived in a city called Mobile, Alabama. And I was surrounded. I was the minority down there, okay? I went to a school that was like 90% black, and then like the other 8% were of other ethnicities, and then there was us. So I got to see what discrimination looks like. And nobody can tell me, nobody on this earth can tell me that white people can't be discriminated against, because I suffered it greatly at this school. Greatly. Okay? So you can't tell me that. But here's the thing. I could have taken that and hated black people for the things that I endured down there. But you know what I realized? I realized it sucks being a minority of anything, all across the world. But we sure as hell in the United States should make everybody feel like they're the exact same and have opportunity if they have the merit and work ethic to reflect it. If they want a better future, we should help them have it, and it should be irregardless of who they are. And so yeah, I've experienced what that's like, and it sucks. Being discriminated against sucks, which is why we're not going to be that. Which is why we're going to treat everybody fairly and equally.
So
that doesn't mean everybody gets the same outcome. Giving everybody equal opportunity does not mean equal outcome. That is a key difference that socialists seem to ignore.
Yeah, I can keep going. Louis Armstrong lived in Queens for a long time.
House is still there.
Yeah.
My wife's from Queens, so what?
There you go. So's your partner right here.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
I had Well, never mind. Just been discussing another situation. But anyway.
I don't know what we can.
You know what I love about this group? I love how diverse we all are. I love it. I really do. Makes me happy that we all like come around the same things and still have such a broad lens in view of different kinds of people.
End on here to bring it back to the
How about
market.
McDonald's?
Okay.
They did rule out beef as a food safety threat. The Quarter Pounder will now be back in all states that stopped selling it. And it's those raw slivered onions where they're no longer sourcing from that supplier will only not be available in the 900 locations that received them from that facility in Colorado.
And they report, I think the quarter is going to be very good. I do think that they were putting...
Final Countdown says, no way, Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, my uncle was actually the mayor there. He tried to be the governor of the state, but Charles Barkley and him lost to some other dude. I'm from Canada. Don't become Canadian. Vote Trump. Dude, you guys, who is it? Is it Pierre or something? Who's the guy who's going to win your vote? Justin Trudeau's done. When Donald Trump wins the presidency, and we're switching over here in a dramatic way, especially if he has a mandate of the House and the Senate and the presidency, it's over. You guys are going to be free. You guys will be free.
It is problematic here because the...
Poliver. Thank you. Pierre Poliver. Thank you. He's great. He's going to... Imagine this. Imagine Canada, the United States, El Salvador, and Argentina all being conservative. Imagine the influence that has as North and South America unite under freedom and capitalism. Imagine that. Imagine what's coming. I was in Mobile yesterday. I live around Pensacola. I was born in Pensacola. That's the last bit of information you guys get.
That JP Morgan desk note looking at SK Hynix and Taiwan Semi and arguing it does set up NVIDIA for a nice print.
I think NVIDIA's going to have a big number. I also thought that there was much more to Jensen Huang's fireside chat in India. And when you look at what he was talking about...
I don't know. I haven't bought a nice watch. Well, I mean, this one's $300. My other really shiny one was on sale. I think it was $700 and something. And then I got it on sale for like $350. So it was like half off. So I don't know. I wouldn't buy that trash. I wouldn't buy a Lambo or a Ferrari. You want to make sure that you have time and you want to help the people that are around you. If you want to really be happy, that's what you have to do. So I would focus on those things. Do nice things for yourself, but don't take away from your wealth creation. You want it to be you want to nibble off, right? Guys, you got to realize this house I'm in right now, I bought this for $102,000 a very long time ago. It's like 2,700 square feet. I am worth, potentially by the end of today, $4 million. And I live in a house I bought for $102,000. So I'm looking at a new house. It's a couple $1 million. It might be 2.4, depends. But forgo things for a better future. Okay? Every year that you forgo, you'll have more and more sitting in front of you. So I would, again, it hasn't taken me long. From 2019 being in the red to where I am now is pretty damn good. So, and other people can accomplish great things too. You just have to listen to the right people, work to understand what you're doing, and have a long time horizon, and be right.
Pretty positive.
It's actually a lot.
But right now, it doesn't have the catalyst that the others have. But there are, I have HPE
Tesla waking up
on this week.
Let's see. I'm going to mute this real quick. Let this Yahoo talk for a while. Let me get caught up with comments. I was in Mobile yesterday. Lived in Pensacola. Florida's great for taxes. Yes, it is. Todd Gleason. I think the whole country might be great for taxes soon. I actually hired a dev who'd come from Mobile, Alabama. He had some colorful things to say about it. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in Mobile. That's for sure. Chicken Bro. Wait till EU flips right. Ruben, hey, I live in Navarre. It's been so long since I've said it. It's so beautiful here. Awesome, man. That's a beautiful area. Dario said, Pierre, Chad Venture said, are we getting rejected at 69? No, this is perfect. We're just readying for launch, man. I wouldn't worry about that at all. Monster Wig, Floribama people unite. Chilling here in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, just east of Pensacola. Yeah, that's a beautiful area, man. The Gulf is just beautiful. It's got people don't realize this, but like that Pensacola area, it's got the whitest sand beaches you've ever seen in your life. You could be neck deep in the ocean and you could see your toes. It is like crystal clear. It's beautiful. It's just really, really beautiful. Delayed gratification for the win again. Love the wisdom. I'm here for it. Yes, sir. Dylan, what do you think your portfolio would be when you'd buy your new house? I'm hoping to have at least 10 million, but I'm also, you guys have to realize this. I'll put money down, right? Like I'll have to it's going to be a jumbo loan. So I got to put money down. DJT is blowing up. Is that the Donald J. Trump social media site? I mean, that's cool, but I wouldn't invest in it, but that's cool. But yeah. What were we talking about? Delayed gratification, buying a house. Oh yeah, buying a house. Yeah. So here's the deal. If I'm at 10 million and I buy a $2 million house, that sounds like a lot of my income, right? But I'm going to only be putting, 25% down for the jumbo? I don't know, whatever the number is, right? So I got to put that money down, which is okay. That's what, like a $2.4 million house, maybe $600,000, $700,000-ish that I put down out of 10 million. So I've only taken like 7%, 6%, right? So that's not a big number. That's okay. And then the rest of it, I'm paying out over the months. Well, I plan on getting to 20 to 30 million in the next 2 years. So if I get to 20 to 30 million in the next 2 years, that housing payment is going to seem really cheap. When the overall cost of the house that I put into it in 2 years will be less than $1 million out of 20 to 30 million. It won't seem like a big number. You know what I mean? Tesla has insane momentum. Well, let's just take a look, y'all. How we doing? Is Tesla still going? Are we still rolling? Are we still making it happen? We got 25 minutes. Yeah, look at this. We're going to get another 21 per. God, this is crazy. I'm just going to buy some Soul Strategies. Fuck it. I'm just going to get like a piddly ass amount to get into the game. 1 second here, guys. I've given up. I'm succumbing. I don't recommend. This is such a tiny amount of money that I'm putting in. I'm just going to throw in $7,000. So this is not a lot of money. This is like, I wouldn't even notice it type money off of a sale that ended up closing on Friday for Tesla. Okay. So this is not, don't look at this as being me like YOLOing in, even though I kind of am, but it's a small amount of money. All right. Let me see. How much do I have? Let's see. 1,000. Can I do 1,000? All right. 1 second here as I try this. Oh, you can only do limit orders? What? I hate that so much. All right, I'll pay the 152. All right, let me see here. So that is 1,000. That would be 10,000. So let's do 800. 1 second here, guys. Closing only for OTC. I'm not trying to do closing. What the frick, yo? Why is CY? Is this being retarded? It's like my screen. I don't know. It could be my exchange. Sorry. Take a look at the NDA.V nav, just around 1, maybe now from the recent run up. That's a multiplier with that one? How far does it go outside of the range? All right, let's look here. I want to see where Tesla's at. Let's see. Tesla. 0.13. Oh, that's not super exciting. You guys got me all excited. You got me all excited. What the fuck is going on? Let me do quick trade. I'm trying to see if I can get this stupid thing to let me buy. Soul Strategies is what? CYFRF. Okay, there you are. I want to buy market. Okay, so let me see. This I think is working now. Let me see. Is it restricted? Closing only for this OTC. Oh my God, it is for me too. Bullshit. I'll have to trade that on Robinhood. Does anybody have an exchange where you can actually trade this? CYFRF. Does anyone have an exchange? I need to spend money. That's my big problem right now. I need to spend money somewhere. Iron is up 13% today. Are you shitting me? Wow. Somebody say Wolf was up. I need to make sure that's in my watch list. Let me see. I should share. I can't. I got to remember this. I can share these lists. I need to build out all these lists, guys. Remind me to do this. I need to build out all the lists. Let me go to, I'll just go to the minor one for now. Oh, dude, where can you trade this thing? Urgh. I got to look at James' video. Damn it, James. Tell me how to do everything so I don't have to. Oh, I'm up another 6 figures today. Largest amount of money I've ever had. $3.7 million. And that's before, I don't even think Tesla settled. Some of these might not be fully up. Wolf hit a 52-week. Okay, let's look over here. I think I have this here. Wolf is actually behind Iron, but yeah, definitely doing all right. What's the market cap on Wolf? Market cap is 2.68 billion. This is why I like Iron. It's not even 2 billion. Let's sort these by market cap. We never looked this way. So Bitcoin, 1.362 trillion. Pretty big. MicroStrategy, 46.39 billion. Look at Mara. Look how tiny Mara is in comparison. And again, it doesn't have the treasury that MicroStrategy has, but it'll have the financials that'll look a lot better. Schwab, not Schwab. I bought my CR on Schwab. Justin just said not Schwab. This is so fucked up. All right, well, you guys let me know what you figure out. Riot Platform, 3 billion. CleanSpark, 3 billion. Iron, 1.97. What's Bitfarms? 920 million. That's why I like my Bitfarms play so much. And then there's Bit Digital. I don't care about Bit Digital. Hey, CNBC is complaining that they're losing a bunch of money from oil dropping. Should we see what that's about? Interactive brokerage? Okay, I guess I'm setting up an account there. Do they have a match for IRA rollovers? Ooh, that would be fun. If you know, let me know. All right, let's listen to this guy talk about oil and bonds and whatever the fuck else he's talking about. Who is this guy? Sephora. Ah, there we go. They had his name. Let's see.
What about the current season?
Well, Carl, good point about
that sort of earnings expectation.
So I'm sorry, it's restricted there too. All right, let me go back. Sorry.
Earnings season this week and some important economic data on deck. Sam Stovall joins us today, CFRA Research Chief Investment Strategist. Sam, you've been looking at sort of earnings expectations for the quarter. You quote Yogi Berra, it ain't over till it's over.
I'm going to ask Poe.
What is your thought about the current season?
Well, Carl, good point about Yogi, because we started the quarter, S&P Capital
Chief
IQ
Investment
consensus
Strategist.
estimates were looking
Sam.
for about a 3.2% rise that then dropped to about 2%. But here we are now looking for a greater than 4% increase. And with such a very large number of companies reporting this week, I obviously would not be surprised
Schwab.
if this ends up being the 60th out of the last 62 quarters in which the actual results exceed end of quarter estimates.
Do you think there's going to be pent-up relief post-election once we do get these results?
Well, historically, that is the case, that going back to 1992, which is as far back as S&P has sector-level data, all sizes, styles, sectors posted advances along with 97% of the sub-industries. So historically, the market does breathe a sigh of relief. And also, I think that history is going to be tweaked a bit this time around. Normally, the market, if it rises from July 31 through October 31, the incumbent person or party has been reelected except for 2 times. One of them was in 1968 when LBJ stepped down, Hubert Humphrey ran for president. We had the war in Vietnam as a very unpopular situation. This time around, we've got inflation and immigration. We had a Fed lowering interest rates back in 68 that did not help the incumbent. And anecdotally, we also had conventions in Chicago. So we'll see right now whether the 5+% advance this time, which is equivalent to what we saw back in 68, proves that the incumbent will not get reelected.
So, Sam, you're also looking at rates, and you think the Fed is going to be slower to lower, just 225 basis point cuts this year?
Good morning, Deirdre. Yes, we think that the Fed will be taking a moderate approach.
Deirdre's cute, but I hate her. I absolutely hate her.
The feeling is there's no reason to rush into this, especially when GDP is expected to be up 2.8% this year, 2.4% next year. We're not going to see that 2% threshold on core CPI until 2026. So I think the Fed wants to maintain its lower trajectory, but will do so at a measured pace in case we do see inflation pick up once again.
I'm not worried about inflation. And if we get inflation, it's going to be the best kind of inflation because it's going to be because our economy is booming. And that's nothing I care about.
And Sam, what are the chances of that? I mean, we were talking about this earlier, given the
Yes, I do, Tim.
election's just 8 days away now, and both candidates have policies that would and could restart inflation. Are you comfortable saying that you don't think it's going to reaccelerate?
I think that we're not going to likely to see it reaccelerate. Maybe it could end up stalling a bit at these upper levels. But I also think that a lot of what the candidates are saying are really just to get the voters interested. Whether they are able to follow through with that is another very big question. Also, if we end up with a split Congress, I think that much of what the two candidates have been promising is not something that will be fulfilled.
Yep, we're trying to build.
I disagree.
In all those scenarios, Sam, just 8 days away from that election. Good to see you. Talk soon. Sam Stovall today. By the way, quick programming note as we go to break. This is a big interview that you don't want to miss on Wednesday.
Ray
It's
Dalio.
Bridgewater's Ray Dalio with Sarah at the FII Institute's.
He's such a useful idiot. Like, he's brilliant in some ways and then just horrific on his vision. Like, again, this is the whole fourth turnings at our doorstep, invest in China guy. So maybe his political affiliation is just off. I don't know. Bitcoin's still at 69,000, by the way. Bitfarm's up 8.5% on the day. Thank you, Heinz, for that. Let's take a look over here.
In Saudi Arabia. That'll be at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
I'm going to go live. Mute this shit. All right, so we're all good there. And then let's just go over here and resort again. I'm going to refresh. And let's just take a look. MSTU, MSTX, Iron still holding on. Whoa, 15% for Iron, guys. Remember how I told you there were big days ahead? So, again, two of the smaller caps that I've been talking about a lot recently, along with CleanSpark and Mara. I own all these. I own Iron, I own Bitfarms, I own Mara, and I own CleanSpark. These are my miners. And they're just up a shit ton today. We're going to make so much money today, guys. I'm going to have... I don't know if it's going to end up this way. Tesla needs to fly for it to happen, but I could crack 4 million soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. Maybe today, right conditions. Up about 150,000 so far today, as best as I can tell. Something close to it. So, pretty good times, guys. Pretty good times. Let's look down the list, though. So, MicroStrategy, again, doing all right. Those levered plays, really looking great. Cypher doing all right. I own some of that one too. ArcG doing great, 3.6. Hood doing great, 3.42. PayPal up 2% on the day. SoFi up 1.8. DLO up. ARGT up. I got to buy something. I didn't buy anything yet. Maybe I'm going to buy some of that. Let's see here. What has performed the least today? Flux is down. I don't really care much about that right now. Micron is down. I really don't have any Micron. I want to buy ARGT, but I'm going to buy Micron. So let me see here. MU. All right. Oh, this one I can actually do. Okay, isn't that wonderful? All right, let's see here. Let's do 750 shares at 107. Oh, that's not good math. 75 shares. Let's see here. Oh, still too high. 70. Let's just do 70. Fuck it. All right. So Micron has been closed. I will post that online real quick. And then I will put it in Discord. You know what? Let's see here. Yeah, I should do that. All right. No, we'll wait a little bit. People should be watching this. Watch the show. All right. So, yeah, just a great day, guys, across the board. What's not performing well today? The VIX. Big surprise there. Oil. Okay. Couple of shit coins. Solana, underperforming. That's fine, though. It's done really well. It's back testing that Ethereum breakout. Oh, we got Dan Ives talking. Oh, he's talking Apple. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares about that. All right, let's see here. We got a couple minutes, 12 minutes, guys, and then we get the last of it here. I'm going to look at chat, see what you guys are talking about. Iron up almost 16% now. Just crazy. Daniel Dibb, Bitcoin October mining rewards estimate of Mara 618 Bitcoin, CleanSpark 603, Iron 380. So CleanSpark, I think, is like 1 quarter away from surpassing Mara. They might do it sooner than that, or maybe just a month. It's pretty amazing. MU, says Nils. Shin O, MU, are you buying? Yes, I did. I just bought 70. Here, I should actually probably just post it. I'll do that. I just get so lazy. I've got to update the portfolio too. I need to make a shirt that says, "Don't worry, guys. I'm going to update the portfolio tomorrow." I think that needs to be a shirt. And I apologize. I will get better at things. I can't find a way to automate it, and I'm lazy. So it's a curse. You know what I mean? It's like I just want this to be easier. Let me see. I'm just cleaning this up here real quick to show this executed order so it's nice and easy to view. And then I'll post this real quick. All right. Let's get back over here to CNBC. It's a great looking day, guys. Lots of money being made. Let me clean up the bottom down here where we got Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still hovering around 69K. Just really waiting for an impulse, a breakout higher. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can grind right here, guys. This is such a beautiful... Let me actually pull up Bitcoin on the main chart because we need to talk about this. This is everything is bullish right now, just waiting on the election. It would not be bearish if we just traded right along here for another week. It would not be. It wouldn't be bearish and it wouldn't be crazy. It would be perfectly normal and it would be a sign of great things to come. If we just trade here for another week. One more week right here and then launch is perfectly fine. But it's coming and I don't even know if it needs to wait that long. October is no joke. You're right about that. This is going to be one of the most epic times in history. Thoughts on Palantir? I think Palantir will do all right. They could still go up. They're just not going to go up much more. They could go up with the entire market, but you want to own the things that haven't went up. That's how it works. Oklo is up 20%. What is Oklo again? Pretty sure I know. Regulated electric. Is this nuclear? Is this a nuclear play? Let me look over here. No revenues. Yeah. I don't care if it's up 20%. I wouldn't buy this. I wouldn't buy it. Again, I don't chase, guys. If you're looking for like the chase, like, hey, here's the hot new thing, everybody jump into it and then get wrecked a couple of months later. That's not me. I'm not a day trader. Oh, it's Sam Altman Nuclear Company? Then I hate it even more. Then I absolutely hate it. Please don't bring it up anymore. If it's Sam Altman, I don't want anything to do with it. You just need to understand that. And there's no revenues. And I don't even think nuclear is the right path for the majority of our energy. So, yeah. Thoughts on Geo, a prison stock that moves with Trump winning? Oh, that's actually an interesting play. That's an interesting play. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, let's start talking about stocks, guys. It's Geo Group. Is that right? Security and Protection Services, Boca Raton, Florida. So they're smart enough to be in Florida. What's the yearly look like on this? So Trump leaves office, takes a shit for the next 4 years. But otherwise, estimates are starting to pick up. EPS is okay. EBIT, bleh. Activity, what are we looking at? Are people buying? Insiders are buying. They have been buying. Institutional ownership is growing in the last several quarters. Short interest fell through the floor. What are they for cash? 22 million. Forward PE is 12.4. That is not a bad number. It's an interesting play. I don't know how. Let's look at the finance side of this. It's a really good thesis. I like where your head's at, Lim Jing Yun. I like where your head's at on this one, man. I don't know what it'll yield. Let's look here and kind of look throughout history and see what kind of yields we get with it when there's a Trump presidency, and then just think about the fact that could get a lot stronger here soon. Even though they're not going to imprison people for like marijuana and stupid shit, right? Buy PayPal before earnings. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would because I have. How much do I have in PayPal right now? Let's look. I have about $750,000 in calls on PayPal. And I'm in the green on PayPal. I've made money off of PayPal. Fuck, that took a long time. Those who know, know. My worst trade, PayPal. And I'm making money. If that's the worst I have, ho ho ho. Watch out. Geo Group Inc., right? No, that's not it. What was it? Geospace? What was the actual symbol? Why can I not easily find this? Geo Group. Geo Group. Where the fuck is this thing? Let me go back. There we go. It's a REIT. Weird. All right. Let's look back over here. So are there dividends in here? There were dividends. And then they stopped in 2020, 2021. All right, that makes sense. Which means dividends can come back. I think these guys are going up. Sorry, I want a longer time frame. Okay, so let's play some math here. Let's look at a trend-based Fib extension. You got me interested in this one. This is not boring. This is actually pretty fascinating. And it's already ran a lot. A lot. I almost need to do this from a different location. I'm just trying to look. So I'd say 29 to 30 is the next real big move. Here's the monthly 200 moving average. This is the next big move. I can redraw this. I probably should. Let's just do this. Let's fix this. Let's bring it down to here. Actually, let's do it here. I want to be accurate. And then we're going to draw it to here. This is probably a good one to still work off of. You need to redraw your lines just to keep it in play, and that's actually too much still too. Let's do this. Let's look at this next move. We'll do it this way. So we'll bring it in real tight, right? So we're starting off here. We're saying this was the bottom, and we're bouncing off of it. And then we're going up. We're going to save this real quickly here. We're going to add it to Discord in real time because that's what we do now. That way, when we're done talking about something, you guys can have a follow-up conversation about it, right? I got to get my maintenance person to do this automatically. I need to get like some Meet Kevin, like Meet Kevin. The only way I want to be like Meet Kevin is have some assistance. But you guys have a channel now to talk about this further. My chart is in it. I'm very excited. I think this is interesting. I think over the short term, maybe we slow down at the .618 right around the 21 range. But I think that this thing can hit new all-time highs, because if we just look over here at the Trump presidency, and again, it might not be as big of a levered play as some, right? There's other ways to make money, but if we look over here at where it was at in 2016 and where it got to under Trump, I mean, that's a heck of a move. It's going to be a little bit smaller than that now, maybe, but that's over a short period of time. So, I mean, a pretty short period of time. What is that? August 2016 to April 2017. I don't know. It's interesting. How's the dog? The dog is a geriatric that pees everywhere, and we have little diapers on the floor everywhere to be able to collect all the pee and the poop when she can't make it outside. But we love her, and I carry her ass up and down the stairs all the time. She's a Jack Russell Terrier. She's got a pretty good life. But, yeah, she's a lot of work. Tesla, new all-time high in 2024. You know it, dude. You know it. Tesla's going to the moon. I want to show something with Bitcoin. I never really finished this thought. No, I did. I guess I did. Really, that we could just... Oh, it doesn't show. It doesn't show the peak volume, so I'll move this a little bit. Let me change it to daily. Let me do this. Change this. Do this. And here, maybe like here. So this is a good view that I want you guys to see too, okay? Is it going to be? There we go. Okay, so look at this. Look at where we are with peak volumes right now. Look at the support we have here. Look at what we've got underneath of us. So we're well above this support zone, and we could back test down to here, guys. But if you look, we could back test along here, but we also have this peak volume support right underneath of us. It's just a very strong zone. I moved it a little bit there, but it's a very strong zone. Hey, Jessa, Tesla looks like it's making a move to 300. Is it really? Let's take a look at Tesla. Insanity. We got 69,000 on Bitcoin, and we're going up another % on Tesla today, because Tesla just don't give a fuck. Tesla just keeps going up. Crazy. Crazy. That was a quick retest, yeah. Again, like, we can go to 295, I think, very quickly. I think we can go to that very quickly. It makes sense that we close the gap. This was really good news. And I'm sorry, not like, let me show, 289 or something like that. Sorry, I've been saying 295. I don't think that's actually accurate. Let me go over here. So, but I do think, let me just change this. I got this locked for some reason. I do think we can hit that really fast. Again, up over here, guys. I'm conservative. I don't like to go the whole way, but 289 is a pretty good number to get to in a very short order. And once we do that, we're still in the breakout phase here. I'm probably going to sell a little bit more around 289. Hey, Jesse, if I bought Tesla at 350, would you recommend selling at any point? I've been sitting on losses for quite a while. What I would have recommended doing is buying calls back here when I did it, near the 100 range, and over here when it was in the 140, 150 range. I would have bought calls there. Now we've got an inverse head and shoulder, and now the price is going to, with this head and shoulder, the measured move, I believe that we'll see next year will be 490 at least. 490 to 600. That's what I believe we'll hit next year, at least. So you do what you want to do. That's my thought process. Daniel Dibb, you should have bought more to lower your average. I agree. That's, yeah, to Kevin, totally. Daniel Dibb, it dropped to 150. Exactly. Kevin, can't do calls at Merrill Lynch, unfortunately. That's okay. That works. You could buy TSLL, though, if they let you. And that is a leveraged play, kind of like a call option. There's theta decay that goes along with it, so make sure you watch my Options 101 video to understand how that works. And understand that it is dangerous, but if you're on the right side of history, it can be very profitable. Stephen Toro, hey Jesse, PayPal is moving aggressively. I'm still under in the January 2025 140 calls. Can you revise some key resistance? Yeah, let's take a look at the chart real quickly here. Yeah, those 2025s suck, man. What am I up today on those? I can't even tell. I don't even know if they're up today. Let me see. They said 5 cents. Are they even going higher? It's got to scream so much for these to come back around. The 2025s are essentially dead. We would have to get maybe to like let's put it this way, the 2025s, if we got to 114 between like now and the late November, then we stand a chance of those coming back alive in a big way. But they've got to start moving. Or they're just toast. But yeah, promote right here. So again, we're right here, guys. This is where we're at, and we could do exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I'm not selling the 2025s yet. I've only got like 26K in them. I'm only selling them if this reignites, because I don't like locking in losses on something where it's like I'd barely keep a small percentage of what I had originally in it, like 7% or something of what I originally had. Who gives a fuck at that point? Let it burn. But you can see where we're at key resistance, but we can gap up to 95, 96 pretty quick. That can maybe bring those back, but honestly, I feel like those have to get. I feel like we got to get to that one. Let's see what right up here. We need to get into the 110 to 115 range for those to really start to come alive. At least up to 105, because then people are like, oh, hey, maybe it could come back. Maybe this is a great opportunity to make an asymmetric bet with a small amount of capital. And that could turn out really good. Oh, hey, we do have our economic data. Let's go over. Let's look at what it is. See how the market's reacting to it. So nothing big. Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. Let's look here. -3, but forecast -1, previous -9. So one could argue that this isn't as good as it was supposed to be, but are you going to be upset with almost being positive after being negative since April of 2022? I'm going to say no. Steven, I'd be happy with break even. I hear you, brother. So I'm actually positive right now on this position. It blows my mind, but I've got my secondary account. So if you look over here, if I zoom in, if I can zoom in, 1 second, let me do this. If I zoom in over here on PayPal, I'm positive because in my other account, I'm up a bunch. So I'm probably up like 3 or 4% right now on PayPal. Just from, again, I never sold. I've got 4,300 contracts for 2025. That sucks. That can come back. I'm only down like 7. I'm only down 93% on them. But Trump criticizes Taiwan and CHIPS Act on Joe Rogan podcast. I don't remember that part, but maybe I didn't finish the podcast. I'm going to jump over here real quick. 1 sec. We're going to listen to this. I'm going to go back here. We're going to listen to this real quick. 1 second.
Over the weekend, Trump, he criticized the CHIPS Act and said if he were to become president, tariffs were coming for Taiwan's chips, including the bulk of NVIDIA's cutting-edge GPUs. He also suggested foreign companies should not be able to enter the U.S., borrow money, and build chips here. He's, of course, referring to Taiwan Semiconductor that produces about 90% of the world's cutting-edge chips. It's on tap to receive over $6 billion from the U.S. Commerce Department to build and continue to build its Arizona fab. Mizuho writing that last week a Trump win would be bad for Taiwan Semiconductor, while strategists at Citi are debating just how much tariffs will increase costs across the entire chip supply chain. Back in July, when Trump made similar comments, the SMH ETF lost about $675 billion in market cap that week, while U.S. companies building fabs here, Global Foundries, Intel, and Texas Instruments, outperformed. But a Harris win doesn't mean an all clear for the semi-trade, according to experts we spoke to. Remember, some of the harshest export controls on China were implemented under the Biden administration that dramatically impacted how much NVIDIA and other chip companies were able to sell into the country. And guys, both Trump...
The site I'm using, the main one is Ally, but I've been moving a bunch of money off of that. So it's not an all-in-one, unfortunately. That only represents about 60%, 65% of my accounts. And soon it'll represent less because There's SPIC insurance for exchange related accounts, and you want to stay within those limits. And it's 500,000 per account, 250,000 in cash on top of that. So you want to try and make it to where you have these diversified between a bunch of different accounts, so that if the world came to an end, you would still be insured and get a bunch of money back. I'm just anal. I hate risk, so I like to cover all my bases. Let's see here real quickly. So what did I miss in the Chip Act? I left for a second. Did I miss anything interesting on that?
Trump and Harris are expected to ramp up those very restrictions.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story. So many different angles of it, Seema, especially I know you saw that report last week that...
Sorry, I hate to pause this again. Brad from X said, hey, Jesse, I'm late to crypto and have not built any portfolio yet. Is it too late to buy any crypto miners or crypto directly? If so, any recommendations, Tigger? So here's the thing that sucks. You're going to have to, if you have an IRA, it doesn't matter. Yes, buy. I would, again, not financial advice. I'm a high school dropout, right? I retired myself. I live in, this is my basement. So, $102,000 house. So take it for what it's worth. But I would probably own some MSTU. I would own a couple of the miners. I think Bitfarms can give you a really great return. Maybe some Bitfarms, CleanSpark, Iron, Mara, like split between those. But I think MSTU could be really great. I think if you don't do options normally, TSLL could be great. The Tesla option, there's theta decay that goes along with that, so make sure you understand it. But I think you could get into crypto and still benefit a lot if it's an IRA, because you don't have to worry about getting taxed until you withdraw the money here in the States, right? But if it's not an IRA and it's just a regular investment account, you probably will incur short-term capital gains, which means you're going to have a higher tax rate. I would not day trade. I would try and buy, and then I would try and sell when we think that we're getting close to a top and you've made a bunch of money. That's my 2 cents on that. Back to the CHIPS Act.
TSMC's Arizona chip plant yielded more than its Taiwanese equivalent, but of course it's a Taiwanese company, so...
Yes, Bitcoin man, that's exactly what they do. They'll have a bunch of accounts, and they might have a bunch in the same organization. I'm trying to see if Robinhood will do that right now, because I'd like to put $1 million in total so I could get $30,000 to invest in other stuff right now, because that's a really great deal. It's stupid not to have a bunch of money in Robinhood, but I want to make sure that it's all insured, right? So I got to figure out if that's the case too. But yeah, a lot of people do that. They have tons of different. Why do you think they put money into bonds and other stuff like that? Like they have to have, and again, you don't have to have your money insured if you own a bunch of Bitcoin and custody it yourself. So there's a reason why people buy bonds and why they're going to buy Bitcoin, and again, why they have insurance across a bunch of different accounts.
Be interesting to see how this all
Obviously, when you become stupid rich, this gets more complicated, and that's why you have people that do this stuff for you.
plays out with Intel too. Seema, thank you very much.
And I think they can buy some kind of insurance in batch. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about the insurance beyond that point, like for really, really high wealth individuals.
We also continue to monitor the market cap battle between NVIDIA and Apple. Let's unpack the chip sector further with Bernstein semiconductor analyst Stacey Rascon. Stacey.
Is ARK a good buy? Yes, I think it is. It's one I'm still going to put money into. I'm not in a huge rush right now, but I believe the bottoming pattern has been pretty well confirmed over here. I mean, look at this. This is getting ready to break out. If you actually draw this differently, it's like let's change this a little bit, okay? I want to just pull it up this way, and then I want to draw it down, right? So this is really kind of like the core breakout zone. So think about what happens with ARK-G when it breaks out of, and let me just draw this a little bit tighter. When it breaks out of a downtrend that was started over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, really, at this point. Imagine what's going to happen when it breaks up out of this. And so it can take a little while longer to roll around, but I think it'll get to 31 quickly and then 35. I think it could do that in a couple of quarters. And the multiplier behind this investment, when it does that, is really good, at least with the options contracts that I'm in. So I do think ARK is a good one still. I really do. That's my take. Guys, it's 9:42 already. When did I get into charting? That's the thing I got into originally, actually. I think everybody kind of gets into charting because they're like, ooh, hey, if you're a visual person who likes money and data, I think charting is probably the best starting point for you. But yeah, so I got into that originally like back in 2017 before I knew what the Bitcoin halving was. Looking back at it, I wish I would have learned what the Bitcoin halving was and what cycles were, and it would have saved me a bunch of money that I lost into 2018 and 19. So, but yeah, I think charting is probably like the first thing people get interested in. All right, but guys, I think for now, where did I learn charting? I don't know, a bunch of places. I started Google, YouTube, like most things. I just learned them. I started following a guy named Crypto Kirby. He's a little nuts, but he taught me some things. And then I followed another person named Mitch Ray, also nuts in different ways. And he taught me some things. And yeah, and a bunch of other people, just a bunch of other people that do charting and analysis and analytics. And then it just builds from there, right? Like if you have an inquisitive brain, if you're interested in stuff. Yeah, I've got Mitch Ray. I've got these little posters over here. He loves harmonic patterns. It's like his baby, right? And then he in candlestick patterns. Candlesticks, harmonics, I think are like, and then he always talks about divergences and convergences and the MACD and the RSI. That's probably where I learned a lot of that. Crypto Kirby, though, is really great with targeting, too. I really like Mitch Ray, though. I think Mitch Ray's great. The problem Mitch Ray has, that the area where I excel and I beat him, and Crypto Kirby and all these other technicians that are really great at what they do. And then, what's his other name? There's a Kevin dude. I think it's Kevin that does some, too. He's Bitcoin, like baldish dude. Cool guy. Anyway, but Svensson, Kevin Svensson, yeah. But there's a bunch of these guys that are really great. The thing that separates me from a lot of them, though, is I look at the macro. I know what companies do. I know what the financials look like. I know the different industries. I know the geopolitics of the world. I have a big picture in my mind that isn't just a chart with some historical reference points and likelihoods of certain things playing out based upon a pattern. So I feel like I have an advantage that's way beyond all of them. And it's a gift, and I'm not saying that because I'm cocky. It's just I'm lucky. I'm lucky, man. Who wouldn't love a gift? Shit, we're screwed now, says Omid. That seems dramatic. Jennifer Lopez has endorsed Kamala Harris. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm gonna say we're fine. I think we're okay. We're gonna make it. But yeah, guys, I think for now, I'm probably going to call it. I really appreciate everybody that's here. If you guys could hit the like before you go, it's awesome to have like almost 500 people sticking around as long as you guys have. If you could show some appreciation for the community and become more of a part of it, it's going to be awesome. We passed 3,100 paying members between mostly YouTube, then Discord at like 840, and then X with over 600. You guys are just awesome. Really appreciate all of it. Again, got the LLC going. We're going to get the merchant store this week, and then we've just got a bunch of other stuff happening. Make sure you vote Donald Trump and tell other people too, and show them videos that let them know that Trump is not the boogeyman that everybody talks about him being, and there's a reason why so many awesome people are following him right now, including you. So make sure they understand it and make sure they get it. Love you guys. I'll see you in the market recap at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Maybe 2:30. I'm probably going to do that earlier, so probably 2:30 Central Time. Otherwise, let's go out with a video shitting on Gary Gensler, because what better thing to do? Peace out, everybody. Bye.
Too many frauds and scams.
These clowns trying to take us down. What a guy. Wow, what a guy. Wow, what a guy.
And let me just say,
guess who's back again.
I'm just
Gary's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Na 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 na. I've created some guidelines. Where? All of my
overlords told me to stop crypto shops, they got bigger. You want help? Well, this is what I'll give you. A little middle finger mixed with the lawsuit. They must have forgot who I am, what I'm up to. Pick up the phone when you call, something I'll not do. I'm shocked that you're just not cooperating. It's obvious you're wrong, stop debating. Matter of fact, to stop operating. Everybody go back to the job you're hating. Miss Luna, FTX, LCS2. But my only job is protecting you. So the SEC's protecting me. Set CZ free, please let him be. Gary tried to shut him down, securities. But I feel so empty without these. So try that shit, buy that dip. I mean, this is not advice, don't cry about it. We'll get married to the fat bags we carry. We buy whatever we like, man. Fuck you, Gary. Yeah, this looks like a job for me. I see hucksters, fraudsters, probably they need protecting from the SEC. This shit smells like security. Now this looks like a job for me. I see hucksters, fraudsters, probably they need protecting from the SEC. This shit smells like security.
Frankly, there's too many frauds and scams and too much hype picking the pockets of the American public. Huckster and flim-flam artists. I think that the rules and the regulations are already clear.
Howie, let fail.